Welcome back, you guys. It is Tootie, and today we are doing some baking or something. I don't know. I'm making some bagels today. I've made bagels one time before, and they came out pretty good, but today I'm going to try a new recipe, and I thought I'd take you guys along with me. So I've got some bread flour, some yeast, some salt, some oil, some sugar, and my mixer. So let's get started. Okay, so to get started, I have 1 1/4 cup of warm water. And just gonna pour into my mixer. Also have 4.5 teaspoons of sugar. These are just for plain bagels. And then we need, let's see, I believe it is 2 teaspoons of yeast. So I'm gonna do 1 and 2. I'm just gonna take a little spoon and get it all mixed together. And then we're just gonna let this rest for about 10 minutes so the yeast, the sugar, and everything can work together to bloom. 3.5 cups of some bread flour, just like that. That's 3, and then just going to eyeball about a half or so. It's like that. I think that's enough. And then we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And these bagels are nice because they're plain, but you can add poppy seeds on top. You can add cheddar cheese and jalapeno. You can add the everything bagel seasoning, all of that. So I'm going to get this mixed up. So it's all together now. I'm just gonna let it continue to knead for about 7 more minutes. Our dough for our first set of bagels is finished kneading. I'm just gonna take a little olive oil, sprinkle it in the bowl. And then I'm gonna get our dough out of this mixer. It is so soft, oh my gosh. And we're just gonna plop it in here. I'm gonna cover this with some plastic wrap and let it rise for an hour. I'm gonna get the next batch started. All right, guys, so for our cinnamon raisin bagels, we're gonna do the same thing as we did for our plain bagels. We're just gonna add all the same ingredients, the water, the sugar, the yeast, the flour, salt, and all that. I'm gonna speed through this part, and then when we get to the part where we're adding the other ingredients, I'll slow it down a little bit.
Half and just eyeball it. And then we're going to do the salt, which is 1.5 teaspoons. There's 1. And we'll use this half. There's that.
Okay, this time we're going to be using some vanilla because we're doing the cinnamon raisin. So I'll just add as much as I want. I think I want a lot. I'm going to be adding cinnamon. You can do a teaspoon. I'm just going to eyeball it. I like a lot. Anytime a recipe calls for cinnamon, this is what I do. Just extra. It's like you can never have enough. It's never too much. And then we are going to do 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So I've got 1. Two. Brown sugar is so hard. Okay. 3. Cute. I'm just gonna lift this up and let this mix, let it mix a little bit, and then I'll add in the raisins. So it's starting to ball up together a little bit. I'm just gonna add, let's see, about a cup or so of raisins, just to add them into the mix. And let this keep going until it all combines together. So it looks like it's just finally starting to come together. So I'm gonna set my timer for 7 minutes to knead. So I have this one just like this one, covered in raisin. We'll have it rising for 1 hour. All right, so it looks like this one I'm gonna let go about 15 more minutes. This one is nicely risen, doubled in size. Looks really, really good. So I'm gonna get this punched down. Oh yeah, very nice. Punch down. Then get this divided up into 8 parts. I'm gonna divide this, try to divide it as evenly as possible into 8 sections. Hopefully they're all about the same size. Right, this one. You can do it any kind of way you want to get the whole. You can just do this, actually, but I don't really love that. But you can do this. You can do that. A lot of times the holes do close up though. I've made these once before. So I'm just gonna get all these done and I'll be right back. All right, so I got all 8 of my bagels on the cookie sheet. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the cinnamon raisin bagels. Just going to cut this in half. These are my husband's favorite type of bagels. I actually dislike raisins like 100%. If I could just make a cinnamon bagel, which I could, but you know, I don't need that many bagels at once. But I made this for my husband because these are his all-time favorite bagels. So of course, you know, I wanted to make something he likes. So, because you know, these aren't really like store-bought bagels. They don't have the preservatives and stuff. So I'm gonna get all these all finished up and onto the cookie sheet. All right, so I got all the bagels done. I made a little mini one with the 2 cutouts that I did. I decided to just use the whole method and spin around. I know these are probably gonna close up, but that's okay. It's homemade bagel. I'm gonna let these rest for about 10 minutes while I preheat the oven and get some water boiling. So I'm preheating my oven to 425. Let's see, yeah, start. Preheating it to 425, and then I'm gonna get some water boiling. Okay, so I have my bagels here. Got my water boiling. I'm cutting it down. My oven is preheating. I'm using this type of spoon thing to get my bagels in. I am gonna start with the kind of plain bagels that I'm going to dress up. I'm going to get it on this spoon and get it in the water for about a minute aside. That one in. Just do 2 at a time. I'm gonna flip this one over. I'm gonna flip that one over. Doesn't take much time at all. Some of these are going to be poppy seed bagels, some are going to be everything, and I think I'm going to leave 2 as plain, just I do like plain, so I'm going to just get these over here. So now that, let me get all this stuff out of the way. Our bagels have been boiled. Some of them, like these, I'm going to just go ahead and put an egg wash on them. Some are gonna have poppy seeds, some are going to have everything seasoning, some are going to be plain. So 2 poppy seed, 2 everything, no, 4 everything, 2 plain. I want to get these in the oven ASAP. So let's get these dressed up. All right, so for these, I'm gonna go ahead and do everything. Got some poppy seed here. I'm going to do, I think I'm just gonna do it on one actually. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this guy, and this little one too. Let's do it on this little one. And these 3 will be plain. So that is my bagels. They're going in the oven for 20 minutes at 425. All right, you guys, these turned out so good. They look amazing. I'm gonna let these cool off for a minute, and then I'll be right back to do a taste test. Alrighty guys, so these have cooled off nicely. My little one wants to try this plain one, so we are going to get it cut open. They're still warm, but not hot. Show you what they look like on the inside. So they look like they're soft. They smell great. So we're gonna get these in the toaster, and then I think we're gonna do an everything bagel as well. We'll go with this one. This is skinnier. And I'm gonna get this one cut in half. I'm gonna cut my hand. Guys, so I just toasted this. It is incredible. It is so good. I will leave the recipe link in the description for these bagels. Definitely give them a try. Amazing. So this is what we have left, you guys. I just packed it in some bread bags. I like to make homemade bread, so I invested in some bread bags. Just pack these up like that. I think it's so cool. I am gonna probably just refrigerate these. One of these ones are gonna go in the freezer because, like I said, my husband is probably gonna be the only one that's gonna like these because none of us like the raisins, but definitely wanted to make those for him. Definitely give this a try, you guys. I'll see you guys in my next one.